Super zooms have always been a really popular lens choice. They can shoot landscapes at the wide end right through to some wildlife at the tight end. This is the 20-200 for full frame cameras. This is an absolute belter of a lens. One of the big advantages of this lens is that it has an HLA motor built in, and that's a very powerful focus motor. And that brings with it a bunch of advantages, but two big ones. And the first one is that you get very fast and accurate focusing. And it also means that the focus group can be bigger. So the optical design of this lens can be much more sophisticated than if it didn't have that focusing motor. So the focusing motor on the surface of it just gives faster focusing. But actually there's a bit more to it than that. It also unlocks more sophisticated optical designs. I'm going to take it for a little walk around. I'm just on the Dorset coast at the moment. Take a few shots with it, a few close-ups, a few wide angles, a few telephotos, just to give you an idea of what this thing can handle. I think you're going to be impressed. So I've moved to the edge of the bay here, and it consists of all these kind of cracked rocks with loads of lines running through them, loads of detail. And then in the background, we've got some cliffs and kind of a focal point on the hill there, which is a little tower, a little folly. I'm shooting this at around about f11. So the fact that it doesn't have a 1.4 aperture like a prime lens might doesn't really bother me in this particular scenario, because I don't shoot there anyway for landscapes. And you can see that it's pretty wide in this shot. It's pretty wide. I'm getting this whole ring of rock in the foreground here. I don't really think I'd want to be any wider than this, really, in this location. Okay, so here is a sample picture shot at 20mm. As you can see, super nice image, really sharp throughout. The corners are really sharp. In fact, if we go in on one, we can just take a look at the quality in the corner there. Really nice performance. Colours, the contrast, all really nice, even on a day like today, which is quite hazy, and there's quite a lot of strong light in the frame with that strong sun. A very, very nice high contrast shot. And then just for comparison, I'll zoom in as far as I can on this lens up to 200mm, and I'll focus on the tower on the hill over there. And that'll just give you a really quick comparison to the widest and the tightest that this lens offers. Now, anybody who is investing in a super zoom lens probably wants it to do a little bit of everything, and that includes close-up photography, macro style photography. And the 2200 is pretty capable in that department. So on this beach, there are lots of little details around, bits of rocks, details, patterns, lines. There's some old bits of rope around, some shells. So I'm going to just take a walk around and see what I can find, and see what this thing can do.
The 20-200mm can achieve a maximum magnification ratio of 1:2 between 28mm and 85mm. So for a large part of the zoom range, I can shoot really close up. For me, the sweet spot is around the 70-85mm mark, where I can get amazing detail and maintain some physical distance between the camera and the subject. And that close-up image quality is just lovely. Colours are vivid, aberrations are well controlled, and images have excellent contrast.
I'm just walking up to Swire Head, which is the highest point in the Purbeck Hills, and we should have a really good 360 view from up here. Okay, well, I'm at the summit, and what a view. I mean, it is just a perfect evening up here. Zero wind. That must be extremely rare for the highest point in in any hill range. And you know, you could play badminton, it is so still. If we look straight ahead of us here along the coast, you can see, just about see the tower there, which is the tower that was in the wide angle shot that we took from Kimmeridge Bay earlier. So we can see into the bay, and we were at the other side of the bay looking back this way. So we've kind of gone the other side and we're looking back at it. I've taken some shots at 200mm, but I think actually the best, I would say the best focal length is maybe about 135. It is so kind of liberating to have that ability to zoom in and out. Just having that freedom just to pop in and out on little vignettes within the landscape is really freeing. I love it. It's such a kind of a convenient way to work. I'm so impressed with this. I absolutely love it.
Despite the strong backlighting, the image maintains rich colours and very good separation between the dark and light tones. And used on this 61 megapixel camera, the level of detail this lens can capture is just incredible.
Great day yesterday, just on my way home now. Thought I'd stop off on the way back at Corfe Castle just before sunrise. And you can see there's a bit of cloud around. If it moves a bit, there are some chinks in the cloud. If it moves a bit, we could have a great sunrise this morning. Okay, well, I am just on the hillside at Corfe, and we didn't get a classic mist this morning. It was forecast, it didn't really show up, but there's a little bit in the air, and that has actually kind of worked because it keeps the castle separate from the background a bit. It gives some separation, so the castle has more contrast in than the background. And I'm shooting this one at around about 50 to 70 mil, something like that. But also because this lens is so, you know, versatile, I can just crop in and out on a little section of the castle or the town or whatever. See, it's a bit, and I've tried a few wide as well, but I think about 50 mil is about right for here. Okay, so here is the shot. It's quite a moody looking image, heavily backlit of course, and that's putting this lens really through its paces. It's kind of the toughest conditions that you can get really for a lens this, like really heavy backlighting with the foreground that, you know, that isn't lit. So, you know, you're really pushing the capability of an optic, and is coping with it really well. I really like how the two towers are framed against the misty backdrop, so there's some separation there which helps it to work, and it's quite a sort of almost a monochromatic image, just greens and whites and greys and blacks, and that's kind of it. And I quite like the way the sun just catches the side of the castle mound and the field below. So there you go, that is the Sigma 20-200 f3.5-6.3 DC Contemporary. A fantastic little lens, very portable, very light, and a really, really versatile and useful zoom range. Yesterday, I used it at 20mm for the big vista on the beach, and then I used it here at about 50mm. Back on the beach, I used it at 70mm or 80mm for close-ups, and then up at the top of the hill, I was using it at 135-200 for those telephoto landscapes. So I've used, you know, the entire zoom range. It really is useful. Now, of course, a lens like this has its limitations. It doesn't have all the features of a Sigma art lens. It doesn't have the fast apertures of a prime lens. But for what it is, for travel, for day-to-day shooting, it is absolutely unbelievable, and I've really enjoyed using it.